Everyone, Shavua Tov. I am David Eli Grunland. Welcome to another Jewish morning meditation. Sorry I haven't been around the last week. It's been a crazy week, but thank God one in which I've been reflecting a lot on these videos. After the last video where I talked about the idea of lasuk b'divrei Torah, to be constantly involved and engaged in words of Torah, and to say that really every chance, every moment in life is an opportunity for learning. Somebody came up to me and said, well, how do I do that? And I've been really stuck on that for the last week. And I've come up with a few different approaches, which is what, Bezrat Hashem, please God, I'm going to share now. So the first approach is much more general. The first approach is, what do I want to see in the world? And I think that's really the question. It's, what do I want to see in the world? And when I recognize what it is I want to see in the world, and I say, well, the reason I want to see that is because it's lacking. So how do we get there? How do we fill this void with the goodness that I'm hoping to project into the world? And if we have that as our kavana going into the day, if we have that as our intention, what we will find inevitably is that the answers will present themselves to us, whether it's people, conversations that we have, and they say something that kind of relates to what we want to do. Then the question becomes, how do I engage in that work, right? The real question is, how do I look at the world in a way that the world is fundamentally reflecting to me and answering to me what I've been looking for and what I want to achieve in the world. And so I'm not sure how to achieve it. It's there. The question is, am I open to it? And so the idea of lasuk b'divrei Torah means, am I willing to busy myself with manifesting that which I know to be the right truth for this world in my own heart? Then there's another way, because that first way is still sometimes hard. A lot of people nowadays, often myself included, have a real question of, what do I want to bring to the world? What am I trying to achieve in the world? What is the point of this life? And so in that sense, we can go back to the book learning. Let's open a Sefer Torah. Let's learn about the weekly Parshat Shavua. Let's learn a little bit of halakha, of Jewish law, of Jewish living. Let's learn a bit about Jewish thought or wisdom or mysticism, whatever you want. Take a book, something that you find meaningful, something that you find inspiring. Open it. Read a paragraph about it. And especially if you find this book meaningful, right? For me, I find Torah incredibly meaningful. And when you open it and you read a little bit, even within that little bit, you can look at the world in front of you and say, great, how is this world in front of me going to help me engage with that little bit of Torah that I've learned? Now that I've learned it inside, let me see it manifest itself in life. And when we do that, when we take this bit of learning that seems to be just textual learning, and we work to constantly be applying that in our lives and to see it manifested in the world around us and to try to connect to that, that's really, those are a couple of methods to really try to connect to the idea of lasuk b'divrei Torah, to be constantly engaged in the work of Torah, to constantly be engaged in the work of manifesting godliness in this world. We shall have a great week ahead of truly realizing our visions of learning, of growing. And Bezrat Hashem, along those lines, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like and a share, and I look forward to seeing you soon.